I'm always on the move. If you get in my way, you'll catch a 1 and 2. Got a clear view, penthouse vision mood. To the top, I'm gon' pop, you gon' see me soon. Of winning, living like I'm a millionaire. Got a vision, I'm willing to do anything to get there. Man, I'm driven and building something that people calling rare. Always prepared, I'll teach you when I get there. Taking lessons, it's a blessing. Only happy with progressing. I don't ever second guessing. Know your path, get obsessive. Have a mentor that's aggressive. Teach you things, have objectives. Changing lives from depressive all to something so impressive.
Yeah, we all have things standing in the way of our wildest dreams. You gotta tell them how it be. Move out the way or get buried underneath. I said move, bitch, get out of my way. Move, bitch, get out of my way. Move, bitch, get out of my way.
Move, bitch, out my motherfucking way.
Yeah, we all have things standing in the way of our wildest dreams. You gotta tell them how it be. Move out the way or get buried underneath. I said move, bitch, get out of my way. Get out my way, move, bitch, get out my way.
Yo, bitch, out my motherfucking way. I get it daily, kid, work so hard I'm off the grid. But you can find me in the zone, getting after it. It takes work, you don't need to be talented. That's for people who are lazy, want it fast and quick. I got goals, they never get old in my soul. I'm on a roll, I'm going all in, never fold. I'm in control, the driver's seat is made of gold. I'll teach you how to do it one day when my story's told.
Yeah, we all have things standing in the way of our wildest dreams. You gotta tell them how it be. Move out the way or get buried underneath. I said move, bitch, get out my way. Move, bitch, get out my way. Move, bitch, get out my way.
Move, bitch, out my motherfucking way.
Yeah, we all have things standing in the way of our wildest dreams. You gotta tell them how it be. Move out the way or get buried underneath. I said move, bitch, get out my way. Move, bitch, get out my way. Move, bitch, get out my way.
Move, bitch, out my motherfucking way.
Rat-a-tat-tat, what is good, and welcome back to another episode of the East Meets West, where I am joined with my guy, Philly Foothills Fuego, and my other guy, Further AM. Appreciate you for showing up, guys. And, it's been a while since we've done this. It's actually been a month now.
We heard you move. How was that?
Yeah, no, that was fun and eventful.
I like your new setup. You got the flag nicely showing. It's a lot better now.
Appreciate
it's like a lot more chill.
Nah, man, a lot going on in life, a lot happening. Definitely took a nice long month break after that Super Bowl loss and swallowed that one pretty nicely there. And
it's gonna take a long time to get over that Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, it feels better now, but, just dove into life, work, always working all the time. So, just figured I'd focus on the family life there for a little bit since everything was done with, and we're back.
That's very important.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to step away for a little bit, get your mind right, and, but I'm back. And, we've had a lot go on this past month, and definitely got a lot to talk about. So what's going on, Foothills? Break it down for us, fam.
What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I'm Philly Foothills, and I am back in another episode of East Meets West with my brother from another mother, AK Eagles, of the AK Eagles podcast, and our co-host as well, Further AM, down below. Please make sure that you hit a thumbs up on all three of our channels. We all have our own individual channels as well, so please make sure that you do that for us. I really appreciate it, and it helps push that content further out there into the YouTube stratosphere, so to speak. But yes, thank you guys all, everybody in the chat so far. What's going on? Birdman _951, what's going on, brother? That's my brother in Southern California. Appreciate you checking in. And yeah, man, we definitely got a lot to talk about. Speaking of, the fact that that the Eagles are just in a time right now where, yes, of course, it's going to take some time. It may even take another Super Bowl win. Because to me, I wasn't even over the Super Bowl loss in 04 until we finally got one in 17. So it's definitely going to take some time. I think we got the quarterback to do it. So what's going on, Coles Cowboy? How you doing, sir? I hope you like my background. Hope you like that for you. That I put that up there especially for you today.
What's
Now,
going
Coles,
on, Coles? How you doing,
appreciate you
sir?
checking in, man.
Shout out to my boy Birdman 951, like my brother was saying over there. Definitely shout out to him, man. All he does over there on TikTok, man,
blowing
getting
up.
TikTok famous.
He's blowing up.
And, but definitely shout out to him and all the work he does and all the content he creates. Great man, great individual, and he represents hard. So shout out to him.
Absolutely. Met the guy a couple times in person. I can vouch for it personally. He is a great dude. He's not only a great content creator and TikToker, but he's also a great guy, individual. I hung out with him a couple times. He's a good husband, good father, and couldn't be happier to have a friend like that in my life. So just very proud of him, man. He's like AK said, he's blowing up, man. He's blowing. He's gotten recognized recently for his TikTok work by WWE. So that's huge.
That's amazing.
That's huge. Yeah.
Nah, man, definitely. Like he's definitely someone I love having on my speed dial.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, me and him talk weekly. We talk at least once a week. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah.
When I can.
Good dude.
Definitely. So how you doing, further?
I'm doing good, man. Chilling. I'm glad it's Friday. It's 9:15, and you know what time it is. It's time to party.
Oh, beer 30.
Nah, man, I had my birthday a couple days ago, and I just waved at it as it passes me by.
Yeah, I see that. Did you see my message on Facebook? I wished you happy birthday.
Yeah, no, I did not actually, because I don't ever get on Facebook anymore.
Yeah, well,
but I appreciate that. Thank you.
I thought it might pop up on your phone,
No. Unfortunately not. Thank you, Cole. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, shout out to man 951 for being here. I didn't
so listen,
hey yet, but I hope he's doing good. Shout out to him.
How many years young are you now, AK? 35?
Yeah,
dude, I thought he was in his late 20s, dude. That blew my mind.
Oh, gee, thank you.
I thought he was like 28. I'll be honest.
I'm blushing. Stop.
Same with Randy, dude, and fucking Jeff. I thought Jeff was the youngest of us all. He's the oldest.
Who?
NYG Jeffy T.
Oh yeah, no,
Jeff's out of all of us. I had no idea.
Me. Yeah,
I was like, what?
No, dude, we found the fountain of youth.
Dude, seriously, I thought he was the youngest out of all of us. I thought he was even younger than Mitch. I was shocked. I was like, what?
Wow. Poor Mitch.
No, that's kind of giving props to Mitch. I thought Mitch was older than Jeff. I thought Jeff was the younger one. I'm giving Mitch props. I thought Mitch was
I'm not sure if Mitch would take it that way. I mean,
apparently Mitch is the youngest. And then Bob, I don't know. I'm confused. I feel like the world's going backwards on me.
Since Coles is in the building right now, let's talk a little Cowboys.
Okay.
AM, I want to get your thoughts on Ezekiel Elliott possibly joining the Eagles.
No way. Not a chance. I learned my lesson during Chip Kelly with DeMarco Murray. No way. No, and then people were telling me, well, DeMarco Murray wasn't put in the right offense. I could give a shit what offense he was put on with the Eagles. Did you forget about the many years previously before that where he kicked the shit out of the Eagles? I don't want DeMarco Murray on my team. I never did. Didn't want it then. I don't want it now. I don't want Elliott here or there. I don't care. Elliott's not coming to Philly.
All right,
I
Doctor.
don't care what he wants. Ain't gonna be here, pal.
You got to do it. You should do a video,
Oh,
dude. You should do a video about that about a Dr. Seuss type of
Don't
video.
want him here. Don't want him there. Don't want him anywhere. Don't want him in a chair. Don't want him in my hair.
Don't want him because he's square. Don't want him because he's there.
Oh shit! That was good. Further, that was good.
Not because he jumped in the wishing pot.
I don't like him a lot.
Yeah, there you go. It was something called salvation or something like that.
He makes me want to be like the Grinch in my background in Cop a Squat.
With a guy named Todd.
What do you think, though?
Who? Me?
Yeah, or any of y'all, both of y'all, about Elliott.
Go ahead, Foot.
I could see him going elsewhere. Certainly, there's plenty of teams that I could see him being utilized.
Yeah, I think Howie's smarter than that because Howie has shown that he is a way better GM than Chip Kelly would ever dream to be. So I think he learned Howie was still with the organization just in the background during the Chip Kelly days. So I'm sure he learned his lesson with DeMarco Murray, just like you said. And it's funny you mentioned that because me and AK were just talking earlier on the phone, and we mentioned that same thing, that, you know, it would be just like doing DeMarco Murray all over again. And yeah, absolutely. I don't want to have to cheer for Zeke. I don't like him. I don't like him as a person, a player. I think he is full of himself and thinks he's way better.
That's a weird time to be cut off. I'm not gonna lie. So, note to self: don't talk shit on Zeke on here, or you just get automatically like cut off. You know. Hold on 1 second. I was not prepared for that. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, no. Listen, man, come on. Like, hold on. He's finally.
He did nothing to me.
I'll let him finish his rant. Sorry.
No. I didn't have nothing more to say. Zeke did nothing to me.
Yeah, I mean, let him go to whoever is maybe interested in him over in the AFC, whether it's the Jets or the Bengals. I don't want to have anything to do with Zeke Elliott, and I think it would be a bad move for the Eagles to even give him a 1-year contract. Go ahead, AK. I'm done. I don't need to spend any more time on that bum.
No, listen, man. It's not about what he did to him. I'm pretty sure that you guys would kind of feel the same way if it was an Eagle player coming to your team. Like,
and look what happened with Jason Peters. Exactly. Good point.
Like, I'm going to. This is the way that I would put it. What is Zeke bringing to the table that I can't get from someone else?
Hell, tell me what Zeke's bringing to the table that Trey Sermon, who we already have in-house, can't bring to the table.
And Parsons is doing better than Zeke Elliott. I'm happy with Gainwell. I'm honestly happy with Boston Scott and Gainwell.
I'm just saying,
got over 1,000 yards last year.
What about Penny?
Zeke doesn't really fit.
He's going to be a great asset. I don't know if he'll be the number one. We'll have to see that in training.
Let's hope not.
There will be a fight for the number one spot. I think Gainwell might step up and try to beat Rashad Penny. I think he's got the home field and wants to be number one. Wouldn't you think? I'm Gainwell. I've been here longer. Who's this guy, Penny, coming in that everyone's giving hype about? And I think Gainwell would probably try to fight for that number one. That's my take. I don't think Penny automatically has the number one spot. I mean, we can all assume right now he does, but I think there's going to be a fight in the offseason who's the real number one. And once again, even if it is the number one, we're going to utilize all three running backs like we already do anyway.
Listen, Coles, this is the way that I look at it, man. And it's no knock on Zeke. It's not even a knock on him being a Cowboy. It's just if I'm going to go with somebody like Zeke, then fuck it, bro. I'm going in the draft and I'm getting Bijan. Why the fuck would I take someone that is older and has a shit ton of use on his legs when I can just go into the fucking draft and get someone similar to his play type?
And I can
that's why I'm not taking
hear me out here. I've been working on the simulator all day. You could find a nice cozy 13 or 15 spot and take our 10 and move back just a little bit.
Yeah.
And not only get your 4th, 5th, 2, 6 that we don't have right now as an Eagle, possibly get a nice second round for 2024. Add to that addition. We have already 5 5ths. We can use those 5 5ths from 2024 and then bring them on over to this season. We have so many options that we can do. It's amazing. Especially because how many picks we have now in the 2024 season.
Bro, you don't have to be the best running back in the draft.
That's definitely
no one said I'm looking for the best running back in the draft. I just really like what Bijan is. I've always talked really highly of this kid, even well before the offseason I talked about it. Bijan's just a different specimen, dude. He's a different animal. I like how hard he runs. I like his speed. I like his power. I like his quickness, his agility. Like, he just has it all, man. And he would be dangerous with Jalen Hurts. He really would be in this offensive line. Anyone truly would be. Hell, Zeke might even look better behind our offensive line this year than what he did behind yours last year. Sure. But that's not the point. If I'm going with a halfback, I want to go younger.
Holes, who do you think's the number one running back in the draft? Since you bring up that he's not the best running back in the draft, who is?
The dude from Alabama. I guarantee that's who he's going to say.
Well, and Coles, that's your opinion, bro. I mean, you're always going to have a breakout halfback.
No, I just want to hear. That's all. I'm just asking.
He's going to say the dude from Alabama.
Gibbs.
Yeah. I mean, either one of them would be a perfect fit for our offense, I think. I mean, behind the offensive line,
could get Gibbs in the 30th round.
Just think about our offensive line next year. Just think about this. It's going to be Johnson, Jurgensen, Kels is coming back, and then we got the dominant left side in Dickerson and Mulata. Our offensive line is going to be top again, top 3. If everybody stays healthy. Oh yeah, I mean, we don't. That's the thing. We don't need to get a top running back like that. Like Cole said, we could probably find somebody later on in the draft, possibly. But if Howie's looking to win another ring, and he believes in Jalen,
I want Robinson
back to the Super Bowl, then pull the trigger. Howie drafts it. Let's see how he drafts a defensive tackle at 10, or moves back a little bit, like AM suggested, or we stay, and I should say, and then we go ahead and Howie surprises everybody and maybe moves up, or he's comfortable at staying at 30 and he gets one of those 2 running backs, or another one of the next top running backs in the draft. We'll see, but it's going to be interesting because Howie hasn't drafted a running back ever.
Yeah, I want Robinson totally over Gibbs.
No, listen, man.
He's 6 foot.
I'm all for.
Gibbs is only 5'10", 201. I totally would rather have 226 foot running back, just like a. Oh my God, who's the guy that we got from England? And that he was the running back for us.
Jay Ajayi.
Thank you, Jay Ajayi. Thank you very much. Sorry, I forgot I was having too many running backs.
I always forget Ajayi from England.
Jay Ajayi is 6 foot 220, same type of thing. That's what Byron Robinson is, and that's what I want.
I pictured him after the Super Bowl. Remember, he had the British flag behind him at the Super Bowl. So he was real proud representing his country.
Yeah. That was
No,
dude,
listen, man. I'm all for taking 10 and going backwards a little bit. You know, I'm. No one said you have to take Bijan at 10. If you jump back to 15 and you take him at 15 or 18 or whatever the heck it is, listen, I'm not. Bijan's not actually projected to go until like what 26, 27. So I mean, you can stay at 10 and you can get an edge rusher, and then you can take your 30 and you can jump forward. You know, and you can jump. Now, however he does that, I have no idea, but he can do that. He can jump forward and he can grab him at like 24, 23, whatever he wants to do. I'm just saying, they say they like him. I know I like him. I know a lot of people like him. The kid runs hard. You know, he runs with power and he's fast. That is something that I really want. That is something I really feel this offense needs. That is something I feel we might have even kind of lacked a little bit last year. And that's what I want. And Bijan is that factor. So that's why I want him.
No doubt. What I'm not sure of, because I don't follow college football that closely. How many years has he been in college, and how much workload has he had? How much is he? What kind of wear and tear is he?
He's had some pretty good workload. I'm not gonna lie. The kid has been utilized very well in Texas, but I mean, dude, so many people have been utilized in college. You know,
True.
So,
but that's kind of why Zeke hasn't lasted very long. I mean, Zeke's only 27, 28?
28, 27.
Yeah, he should be in the prime of his career, and he's already fallen apart.
I know, but that it all depends on the person, though, bro.
It does.
I mean,
you're right.
Look at Adrian Peterson. You know,
It depends on the person. It's a mixture, though. It depends on the person and the workload. You know.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, think about it, though. Frank Gore, bro, he took the workload every year for 18 years. You know,
Frank Gore's when it comes to like longevity in his career as a running back,
right?
Frank Gore is a freak of nature.
Right.
He was an absolute
Adrian
freak
Peterson.
of nature.
AP, he's another one. You know,
Yeah.
there is men who can handle it.
Jerome
And I'm
Bettis.
not saying, I'm not saying that, you know, Bijan Robinson is that guy. I'm just saying Zeke's not that guy. There's a lot of other halfbacks who are not that guy. There's only so few who can last 34 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's been some running back like Marshall Faulk. He didn't hit his prime until he was with the Rams. Like, he was good in Indy, but he didn't like with that Greatest Show on Turf. I mean, he really blew up after that.
Mm-hmm.
Marshall Faulk was pretty big time.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he was one of the top 5 running backs in the league at that time, easily.
Yeah, no, so it's just, listen, we all know that halfbacks are a dime a dozen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can always find a halfback no matter what round it is. I mean, look at all the ones who have came out that were not first-round picks and have done really well in the NFL. You can always find a halfback. We realize that. So that's why I'm saying, like, why go old? You might as well just ride out the contract for the rookie year, whether that be 4 or 5 years, depending on what round you draft him in. And then once that year's up, just kind of like we do with Miles, let him go, draft another one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as long as he fits your system, fits your scheme, you don't need to have a franchise halfback anymore. You know what I mean? Unless he is truly worth it. Guy.
Unless, exactly. If I wouldn't be mad at all if Howie were to trade away number 10 for King Henry, because that's the only quarterback. That's the only running back that I want that's possibly available right now. That's not coming out of college. I don't really want. There's not really a whole lot else out there that's on the market. And
I don't even think we have the cap room for that, do we?
Howie can make it work. Howie would make it work.
No, dude, that would be insane. I'm not gonna lie, that would be insane. I mean, I heard Henry say that he wants to play with AJ,
mm-hmm.
But the odds of that happening, bro, is so slim to none. my jaw would hit the floor. That would make my jaw hit the floor.
Even if a guy like Kenny Gainwell was in the deal, I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't. I mean, I like Gainwell, but I mean, I think, like you said, running backs are a dime a dozen. You know, he fits into our offense really well. He can catch the ball out of the backfield pretty well for a running back, and we've seen him, you know, at his times be pretty successful behind our offensive line. So, I mean, but man, I can't even imagine what Derrick Henry could do behind our offensive line, because man, King Henry and Philly, holy shit, look out. How you gonna stop that offense? You got weapons on the outside, and then you got a running back and a quarterback that can both run the ball down your throat with a great offensive line. How are you even gonna plan to stop that offense? Tell me that.
I don't know, man. That would, you know, in all honesty, the only reason that I would enjoy seeing that is because I think having Derrick Henry would truly test our offensive line. And the only reason that I say that is because, yes, we have had oh my God, what's his face? Sorry, brain fart. LeGarrette Blount back in 17.
That guy was a savage.
You know, and yes, he is big, but Derrick Henry's a different kind of big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a freak.
Yeah, Derrick Henry just power.
So it would really be awesome to see how our offensive line could shift from blocking for Miles Sanders compared to blocking for Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? Like he's much bigger. So I don't know. That would be a cool thing to see.
I'm pretty sure the Blunt was already in his 30s, wasn't he? When he in 17?
He was 33.
Yeah,
he was pretty late.
Derrick Henry's still only 29, so he's still got he's pretty much in the prime of his career as well. He's still got probably a good 3 or 4 solid years as a top running back in this league. So
the only reason that I say you're right on that is because of how he is built. If he was not a giant,
right,
there's no way in hell he could keep it up.
Yeah.
No. But he's not even a halfback, bro. He's like, I don't even know how you describe him. He's a linebacker in a halfback body. Like
if he was to stay healthy behind our offensive line, I would tend to want to put money on him for MVP at the beginning of the season, because the odds of it would be way against it. But I think that would be a bet that could pay off huge, because him behind that offensive line, if you think he ran hard in Tennessee, holy shit, with the way that Lane Johnson and Kels are still moving around, the way our guards pull and tackles pull, we got a rugby star as our left tackle. I mean, get him on a tight end screen. You know what? That's the play. I would have got the ball in Mulata's hand that last play. I would have found a way to at least try to get the ball into Mulata's hands that very last play in the Super Bowl. At least, give him a chance. I mean, I know it was a long shot, but I can't even imagine how big of a season Derrick Henry could have with the combination of Stoutland and Singleton as our, I think he's the running back coach, right? Pretty sure that it would be amazing. And I think he would be my pick for MVP.
I know it's not going to happen, but if it would have, and it would easily, I can say this, man. I would comfortably sit here and say that I'd give him 1,800.
Yeah.
With our offensive line, I would. If he stayed completely healthy, did not miss a single snap. Yeah.
Do you know how much of a weight off of his shoulders of just the amount of damage control that would be for Jalen Hurts as well, to have a running back like that, to where we wouldn't have to run the quarterback sneaks every time it's 4th and 1 or 4th and inches. We could just give it to Derrick Henry. I mean, that would take a lot of pressure off of Jalen, and I think that would add some longevity to his career as well.
Nah, man, I see you guys are making some moves.
Yep.
You know, I expect some really good games this year out of the NFC East. You know, a lot more competition, definitely from the Giants side, from your side, from our side. So it's definitely going to be interesting.
Since we've been gone the last month, the Giants gave Daniel Jones the bag. How do we feel about that? I think they kind of overshot their load, so to speak. Wow, they paid him like a top end quarterback almost, and he's not worth anything near that. I mean, I know he had a good year, but we'll see this next year how really, because they're going to put some more weapons around him, and all the excuses are going to go out the door for Mr. Daniel Jones. And I don't know. I think I guess they just kind of hit the panic button, I guess, a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Am, what do you think about that?
It works out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they didn't put them. Well, listen, as an Eagle fan, I would sit here and say, "Oh man, I hope they really fuck themselves." Like, let's be honest, okay? Totally. But as I got some friends in the network here that are Giant fans, man, I hope y'all really didn't just truly fuck yourselves. You know what I mean? Like, there's to a point inside fan wise, I'm like, oh yeah, I hope that does not work out. But as far as it goes for my friends, I'm like, ooh, that's gonna hurt if it doesn't work. So, is what it is.
I get it. Yeah. But yeah, they also franchise tagged. Then they franchise tag their running back as well.
Saquon?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Yes, I think they did.
To be honest, man, I've only really been keeping up with our stuff because
I think that they're looking for a running back in the draft or something. They're not ready to pay him or something. I can't remember what it was.
Sorry, I was laughing at the comment.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah. No, okay.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Call me out, man.
Hey,
it's Friday.
If you guys have ever seen, if anyone's ever seen, We're the Millers, a smidge and a half.
It fluctuates every now and then. What goes up must come down and then must go back up again.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I know. I like that too. Halftime. I agree. He saved $10 million with the Lane Johnson extension.
Yeah, Howie knows how to work the money, dude. That's one thing Howie's always been really good at. Howie's always been really good at the numbers. He's probably he probably got all A's in math, like all the way through college and everything. You know, he's obviously got that down, and now within the last 2 or 3 years, I think he's finally started to listen to his scouts and let them do their job. And, either that or he's gotten better at scouting himself, one of the two. But either way, it's working out because Howie's done a lot better in the draft this last few years.
He's a true accountant. I don't know, but I feel like he might have a CPA, dude. He's that good with numbers.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's definitely like an accountant.
If he doesn't, he could have one easily.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah. Within a day. He'd work it. He knows the numbers work. But yeah, that was big time.
What do y'all think of Greedy Williams, though? What do y'all think of Greedy Williams?
Greedy Williams.
I'm okay with that.
That's a 1-year deal too. Cornerback.
What I'm hoping that they're planning on doing is because, listen, I know he didn't quite have the success in Cleveland that they were hoping that he would, but with Slay and Bradbury coming off the year they had, and hopefully they continue that same year on to this year, Greedy will maybe learn behind him.
Do we?
Because he's young, right?
Yeah,
Greedy
he is.
What, 26?
He is fairly young still. Have we heard at all who's going to be our DB coach?
Oh, I don't know.
because I know Denard Wilson bounced because he's pissed off we didn't hire him as defensive coordinator. So I know he's gone. So that's going to be important too because we're going to need a good DB coach. I hope it's somebody that has experience. I wouldn't even, man, I would love like a former player.
I think they might bring up
somebody
DK
like that.
McDonald, who's already the assistant defensive back coach.
That's possible.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. This is 3 Daggers. Set to hire secondary coach Taver Johnson.
Who is that? I never heard that name. Is he from college?
Where is he from?
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Here it says you're right. The other guy, Wilson, left.
Yeah. He wanted to become defensive coordinator, and we hired the good dude from Seattle.
God, didn't anyone say that Greedy Williams kind of looks like Chris Rock? Like a young Chris Rock, like from back in the day when he did like CB4. I bet people don't even know what CB4 is.
I do.
Where they made fun of NWA and he was Eazy-E, and that was the funny dude. I have that movie.
I haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen that movie in probably 30 years.
When was that?
Easily.
What did they call it? It was, instead of Straight Outta Compton, it was Straight Outta Low Cash. Straight Outta Low Cash. Your brother can't get none.
Straight out of food stamps.
Getting in a bucket. I'm out of luck. That shit was so funny.
Oh, man.
It was the funniest song ever.
Straight out of jail.
No, let's talk about that real quick, man. I was not expecting that hire, for defensive coordinator. How y'all feel about that one?
Go ahead, AM.
Say what? Defensive coordinator?
Yeah, our D coordinator that we picked up from
Sean
Seattle.
Giddy, who came from Seattle, right?
Yep.
And lost to the Raiders in overtime by a 40-burger. Lost in Seattle to the Panthers by a 30-burger. I'm worried that this guy, and it's not going to be our offensive that's going to lose games. It's going to be our defense that lose games by giving up too many points, and it's not going to be our defensive players' fault. It's going to be another Jonathan Gannon situation where we're not utilizing certain players getting to the quarterback, per se. We're not rolling the right schemes. We're doing zone defense in the red zone. I don't understand that one, why Jonathan Gannon did that one in the Super Bowl, especially against passing dominant quarterbacks. We was at the Bears previously. He started out as a coach with Temple. I believe he also was a player for Temple too. So he's a native.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but he's the first Indian descent, coach to be a coordinator in the NFL.
I did not know that. That's interesting. Very cool.
Yeah.
If you don't like Gannon going, you're not going to like this guy.
Yeah, he's a mini Gannon. Semi-evil.
But was he
quasi-evil?
Was he the defensive coordinator
of evil?
This is
what we're gonna get with Sean. He's gonna be a little bit of evil. Remember the quote from Dr. Evil, Austin Powers? Mm-hmm. Yes,
yeah.
Like he's the same. He pulls the same type of defense as Jonathan Gannon.
Are you sure? Because he was only the defensive assistant in Seattle. So how do we even know?
No, he was a defensive coordinator at Seattle, and the Bears too.
It doesn't say coordinator; it says defensive assistant. That's not a coordinator.
I thought it said defensive coordinator at Seattle.
He said it says on his Wikipedia. It says he previously served as the associate head coach and defensive assistant for the Seattle Seahawks.
That's even worse.
How so? He's not the defensive coordinator. He's not running the show on that side of the ball.
Well, then let's go to the Bears and look how awful they did. He's never ever, as a coach, as a defensive coordinator, beaten.
He's never been a coordinator before, bro.
Yes, he has at the Bears.
No, he was not. He was an assistant coach with the Bears. He's never. This is the first time
coordinator with the Bears, 2021. Okay, I see defensive assistant with Seattle, but he was a defensive coordinator in 2021
Okay, for
With the
1
Bears.
year. For 1 year. You got to give the guy a chance, dude. I think everyone's being too hard on this dude. We haven't even seen him with the control of the defense fully as a coach. So I'm not gonna shit on this guy too soon. I don't think it's
You know
I
what
don't
they're
think that's
looking
too
at?
bad.
They're looking at his tenure at Temple, how he changed the Temple team defensively from 2006 to 2010 to make Temple a winning team. But
Okay.
in 2006, Temple was terrible, off the map, like Virginia Tech. No one even talked about Temple football. Between 2006 to 2008, he made Temple into a winning team. And I guess that's what they're talking about, because he was a defensive and special teams coach with Temple. And I guess that's where they're thinking maybe that he has potential to.
Yeah, no, I don't really know much about
And
him.
also that he's also a Philadelphia native, so he's been here before. So that looks pretty much what when they interviewed this guy, they were like, "How quickly can you be in Philadelphia?" First thing he said was, "I'm already from Philadelphia. I could be there next week." Whereas when we interviewed the guy from, Washington, who's the number one defensive coordinator in college football right now, he has problems. And he's going in, I believe someone said surgery and operation. It would take him quite a while to get to Philadelphia. Someone that's never even been to the East Coast and lived here, it's going to take some time. I think what they also looked at is how quickly can we get a defensive coordinator in the house right now? This guy's probably already in Philadelphia or on his way, if not already there. That's probably what they're also looking at. And that's why this Sean guy works out as a defensive coordinator. Because he's been in Philadelphia. He knows the area. He can get a house real quick.
Yeah, no, I
Start work
don't.
right away. And the draft's coming up. The draft's less than a month now. It's right around the corner. Here we go. The fun is about to begin.
Yeah, no, I think he will do okay. I don't know much about him. I really don't. I know what he did in Seattle, but like Foothill said too, it's kind of his first like full gig and go at it. So I can't wait to see what he's got. I hope that he does what we all want him to do, and I hope he has a really good defense. And he's got the pieces to be good. So
Yeah, because you have to look at the whole picture of things. Because what kind of shit show did he inherit in 2021 as the defensive coordinator in Chicago? What kind of pieces did he have to work with at that time? And like I said, I'm just not ready to run the. Everyone's saying he's Jonathan Gannon 2.0. Come on, we haven't. You got to give the guy a chance. You give the guy a chance with our defense. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree with you. Listen, I think a lot of people were rough on Gannon all year last year, and then at the end of the year, definitely deserved it. Choke when it matters most. But for the most part, our defense was stellar last year. It really was.
Yeah. This is where I hope that our coach, we don't have to rely on the coach. We'll have these key players coming back, minus CJ Gardner-Johnson and the linebackers. But now we got Terrell Edmonds, and we're seeing things come into play. The players will just be already good.
Yeah, no, and you know what? I saw that CJ Johnson thing, that beef he has with us now. Dude, that shit made me laugh so hard.
I don't get why.
Oh, I get why. I do.
I know, because he made himself look like a stupid idiot. And so to try to make himself look better, he thought he would get one off on the Eagles, but instead it actually made him look even worse. You lost $4 million because you thought you were worth more than what we were going to give you, because we were going to give you a $36 million 3-year deal. That's $12 million per year. And now you're only going to get $8 million. You lost $4 million per year because you thought you were higher than your value. And Okay, go to Detroit. Enjoy the snowy weather. Getting to work.
AM, do you know where was Chicago? What was Chicago Bears defense ranked that year? He was the defensive coordinator.
I don't know.
If I'm looking at this right, it looks like they were the number one defense.
Not the Bears. It couldn't possibly be the Bears.
Look it up.
Number one defense.
Look it up. If I'm looking at this right, that's what it says. They averaged. They gave up. Let's see here.
This is the Buffalo Bills. New England Patriots, the Broncos. I don't know what are you looking at?
I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at something wrong then because I'm looking at
this site. Oh, this site.
NFL defensive rankings. NFL defensive rankings.
Okay, I see. Yeah, the Bears is second here, and then the 49ers are number. I don't know. That's weird.
So why are we shitting on this guy?
You're right.
Why are we shitting on this guy?
He had Kyle Fuller. That's why. Now he's got Terrell.
Come on now.
Virginia Tech bias.
Didn't they have Khalil Mack that year too?
Yeah, I think that's the year that Khalil Mack went off, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's the year. Yeah, they did because they didn't trade him until last year, I think. Because Khalil Mack's on.
You're right. Certain sites I see the Bears as number one defense.
Thank you.
Some sites I don't. Some say the 49ers, and then some say.
Either way, they're top one or two, right? So I mean, for a first year as a defensive coordinator, not bad.
Oh yeah, and I see that they have the number 2 ranked passing stats in the NFL. The 49ers were number 1. The Bears were number 2 in defensive passing stats. And we have Darius Slay, Maddox, and Bradbury.
Why are the people calling him Jonathan Gannon 2.0? I don't understand. Is it because they think he's going to run a similar system? Well,
as Jonathan Gannon,
maybe he runs it better.
Maybe he runs it better. We don't.
Yeah,
you're right. I'm really ragging on the guy because I like to see it.
I mean, I wasn't trying to call you out, but I was just like, hey, let's pump the brakes a little bit.
Love. You're gonna have to deal with it. I want the best from him. I hope he proves me wrong. I'm not saying that I want him to be a Jonathan Gannon or a mini Jonathan Gannon. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if we end up with something like that. I'm gonna be the first one to say it.
Well, Jonathan Gannon couldn't have been that bad because he was the guy running the show of yeah, I know we have a lot of talent on the defensive line, but look how many sacks we had. I mean, he got us to a Super Bowl. Yes, we lost.
Right.
There was a lot of issues in that Super Bowl that were kind of out of his control. But yeah, he definitely didn't have the guys prepared the best he could have, I don't think, for that game. And he definitely let us down when it counted most. But let's not forget with all the positives he did too. I mean, we wouldn't have we wouldn't get to a Super Bowl without Jonathan Gannon and his guidance last year on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, like AK said, for the majority of the year, they were fucking dominant. I mean, just
I'll be honest with you,
offensive lines.
I think still, and I said it in the beginning of the season, if we had won that Super Bowl, I still wanted Jonathan Gannon gone.
And he probably was going to be anyway. I mean, look, he got a head coaching job losing the Super Bowl and having his defense basically shit the bed. I mean, obviously he would have got a head coaching job if there's no way he was staying either way. He was leaving regardless.
But I wanted him gone either way, even if he was. I don't care if he had a job or not.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I wanted him gone. He's not the red zone Eagle defense that I loved and grew up with at all. He doesn't use safeties the same way as I like Jenkins and Dawkins. And he doesn't do in red zone. I don't understand zone coverage at all.
It'll be interesting to see if the Eagles are comfortable at safety now with Edmonds, and if they're going to team up Edmonds with Blankenship now that Epps and Gardner are gone. So, what do you guys think about Blankenship getting a chance to start? I think they'll at least give him an opportunity to fight for that starting position.
I mean, he had a few good games. Don't get me wrong. I don't see him as a starter. He will be a fighter. He'll be someone that you see in training camp trying to, improve the rest of the team. Maybe start for a start. I don't see him starting. He was good. We can do better, I think.
If he can channel that,
If he can win it, he earns it.
If he could channel that fire that he had that first game he played against the Packers, if he could channel that into more of a stretch of a season, then I'll give him a chance, definitely. Because what I saw that first game, definitely,
the first game, the interception right away,
and not only that, but just flying to the ball, like he was flying around the field, and he was
a magnet.
He was aggressive. Yeah,
he was a magnet to the ball. It was He was two opposite forces colliding with each other. That's like what that was.
Light.
It was cool to see that.
Yeah, no, dude can hit, man. Definitely.
Yeah, he can. He can smack.
I have mixed feelings about it. No, I have mixed feelings about it. Like I do believe we should draft safety, somewhere, wherever that may be. Mm-hmm. Howie always tends to go like 3rd, 4th, and 5th round with safeties for some reason.
Right.
But I believe he at least deserves chance, after everything he did for us last year. The kid was a rookie last year. Mm-hmm. So the only way is up,
Right.
I mean, for an undrafted rookie, he definitely played pretty damn good.
Yeah.
He gets to work with Terrell Edmonds.
And if anything, the way he can hit and the way he flies around the field, he's going to make an excellent special teamer if that's what we need him to do. So yeah, if we draft a safety or get another one in free agency or a trade or something, that's a possibility. But yeah, I mean, he's going to be an asset to us going forward. I think whether it's in a starting position or more of a special teamer, either way he's going to be flying around the field.
Yeah, no, but I think we still need to address it,
Well, if that's the case, halftime, that defense in 2021, as high as ranked as they were, they must have been doing a whole lot of bending. There must have been a whole lot of bending going on in Chicago in 2021 because they definitely didn't break at all. They were. If that's the case, they must have been bending over like getting frisked in a jail.
Yeah, no. I remember that. No, in 2021, I don't think they had the greatest of a season, to be honest.
They did not. They were like 6-11 that year. But
yeah, but that defense was nasty.
That's what I'm looking at because we can't. The defense can only get you so far, right? I mean, They're only going to get you halfway, basically. The offense, or maybe even a little bit more than halfway. The offense is going to have to pick up the slack at some point.
Yeah, you got to score. You got to put points on the board. Right? Yeah. That's the only way to win.
No doubt.
No, and I love the fact that we talked about it before even the Super Bowl. I said if there is a way to keep Slay and Bradbury, do it. And everyone's like, no, it's impossible.
They really did.
They were like, no, it's impossible. They're gonna let Bradbury walk. They're gonna re-sign CJ 2K. They're gonna drop him down in the corner, blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, first off, we haven't had corners like this in forever. Okay. I'm just not willing to let something like that walk.
Since Troy Vincent,
because we haven't had it, And I'm like, if I'm Howie, bro, somehow, some way, I'm keeping that duo together, especially how badass they just fucking played last year. There's no way I'm breaking that shit up, right?
Right.
Oh, thank God I was fucking right. Listen, that hold does not finalize Bradbury's career. And that wasn't even a hold. That was more of a tug. That wasn't I don't want to go through it. But that does not define who he was all year long. That kid was fucking lights out, bro. He was balling, beasting. Like, it is what it is. I love what we got, bro. Seriously. You can always find another safety. You can't find corners like this. Corners are hard to come by. It's hard to get one, let alone have two.
They're a dime a dozen.
Not only that, but to have them work in tandem together the way they do is
Yeah.
You can possibly get two corners, but they may not mix well. They may be like water and oil. It's just
These two click, and I
Yeah.
like it. And I'm glad how he stepped up and actually took corner position serious for once and was like, no, I'm not going to let that happen,
Yeah.
Because, dude, Howie in the past, he would have been like, fuck it.
Yep.
Give a shit.
Like Slay said, best cornerback in the game, best cornerback duo in the game.
Bro, no lie,
stop
we'd be
fucking
going
sleeping
in
on
next year. Old Howie, we'd be going in with McPherson and fucking somebody else as our corners. Like you Slay and Bradbury would be gone. No one would be here. It'd be next guy up there over there. Just throw him in. He's taking it serious, and I like it. I
don't want to see Josh Jobe anywhere near the football field next year. That guy is trash. They need to cut. If they haven't already done so, they need to send that guy packing. He's terrible. He can't even play special teams. He's slow.
Yeah, no, I don't know, but right now, corner is in good hands.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm very satisfied with what we've done.
We were talking about Greedy earlier. He's got to be so excited to work underneath not only the two we were just talking about, the one of the best duo, the best cornerback duo in the NFL, but also Maddox too. I mean, he gets to learn under some fucking guys who know what they're fucking doing, dude. Like seriously.
No, I think. I mean, well, listen. Bradbury had a really good year.
Yeah.
In New York. He definitely separated himself from a lot of other people. Okay. But
he proved it last year, definitely. He could
but then the following year he had an off year and
True.
The Giants were like, hey, we can't afford him, let him walk. And
yeah.
I don't think that they thought even that he was going to get back to where he got last year. I think Slay had a big part in that just as much as Bradbury had a big part in that of Slay. They both challenge one another. They both make one another better.
It's almost like they're both the cornerback one now. You know what I mean? It's because you're going to see offenses last year they threw away from Slay, right, and threw more to Bradbury's side. Now you're going to see them do the opposite because Bradbury had such a good year. You're going to see them throw away from Bradbury and more to Slay's side now because I already can guarantee you that because they're gonna think, oh, Slay's getting a little bit older. Maybe he's lost another little half a step as far as speed and quickness and his agility and things like that. So yeah, don't be surprised if Slay's gonna have to step up his game next year because he's gonna be challenged.
You know what I would love to see him do, dude? And this is no bullshit. This honestly, I think would be the solving factor, at least for this year. I'd flip him. I'd make Bradbury your CB1 and Slay your CB2.
Yeah, that's that.
The only reason that I say that is just due to age. Slay can handle, no lie, he can handle wide receiver ones. We all know this, but he'll dominate CB2s. I know that Bradbury can dominate CB2s. Let's see if he can do it the ones. Because if he can do it the ones, then there's no reason that Slay can't play CB2 and just kind of chill. You know what I mean? Like let Bradbury take more of the weight and pretty much force people to throw Slay's way because you know what I'm saying?
You don't always throw your number one wide receiver every play.
No, I know.
Not only that, but
your CB2 always plays on the same side.
Right, and they move around their wide receiver one. Some teams like the Cowboys, they may have CeeDee Lamb on the outside. They may have him in the slot where I think he's more successful. I think CeeDee Lamb is when he plays in the slot, he's probably one of the top 5 slot receivers in the game. That's easily. He's dominated that position, and there's not a whole lot of slot corners that can man up with him. So You know, if Dallas can get some more talent on the outside and put Lamb in the slot, man, they would be way better off because he's just better. He's just built and he performs better at that position.
And I'm not even going to lie to you, man. And maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe some other people feel that this way. I always felt like I've even played corner at sometimes. I was more of a safety, but I've always felt comfortable on one side of the field rather than the other. Yeah. And maybe it's only because I'm right-handed, I'm right-footed, everything is on my right side. Yeah. So playing on the opposite side of that and having to use my right foot to push off on the left side of the field, it just felt weird.
That's exactly what it is. Because unless you're ambidextrous, that's the way it's going to be, you know?
Yeah, so I always felt I could play both sides of the field. Yeah, I was just a lot better on one side than I was the other. But that's only because of how my dominant side was always to the outside of the field. When you put my dominant side to the inside of the field, I feel very vulnerable because I'm always constantly trying to play to my left because everything on my right is my dominant. So I'm always kind of going this way to where when I was on the other side, it's going this way. It's going opposite. It's going with my dominant side. And I hated playing that way. I really hated it. I always liked going away from it. It just felt better.
Yeah. We had, when I played high school football, we had, guards on our team that could only really, they could pull both ways, but they could really block a whole lot better pulling to their dominant side. It's just because they were able to lead with that, like you said, with that leg, with that shoulder, and it just feels more comfortable. It just comes more natural. And like I said, unless you're ambidextrous, unless you can, unless you can work with both sides of your body pretty much the same, like a switch hitter or.
Bro, I wish I could do that, man. You should see me try the bat opposite, man. I look like a total dipshit. Like, it looks like I've never fucking played baseball in my entire life.
Right? I could hit fucking, 250, 300-foot home runs in softball right-handed, but I couldn't even hit, in the outfield left-handed. There's no way.
Bro, I don't even think I can get it out of the infield the other way. Like, it is so bad. Like, you want to put me in an uncomfortable situation, tell me to bat opposite-handed. Dude, you will make me so uncomfortable. It's like, because
trying to throw with your opposite
your
hand.
hands are opposite, everything, your stance, like, dude, I feel so when you are at that peak of the moment in life and there's a certain situation that pops up and you can just feel stupid. Like, no lie, you just feel it. It just drapes over you and you're like, I totally look like a fucking idiot right now. I know it. You just feel it. That is how I feel whenever I bat opposite. You can just feel stupid raining over you and everyone's looking at you.
That's kind of like when you skateboard and you do switch. It's like try to do a switch kickflip. You already have a hard time doing a regular kickflip. Now try switching it with your other foot. It's like your other foot doesn't even want to comply with your lifestyle.
Right? Yeah.
Like, what is this foot? What doesn't even do what I
why don't you fucking work? I'm telling you to do something.
Exactly.
Do it. Yeah. No, I feel you, man. It sucks. I am very jealous of people who can hit both ways. Dude, we actually have this guy. We actually have this guy on our softball team, Jared. He's like 24 years old, man. This kid can hit right side, left side, and he never loses power. He's dropping like 320-yard bombers.
Good Lord.
At 24 years old, man, and he's doing it just switching left, right side. And I've never seen anybody not lose power by switching, and it's amazing. It truly is. I'm totally jelly. I wish I could do that.
That comes in handy when you have a left-handed pitcher too.
In all honesty, man, I have not really ever ran into a left-handed pitcher in softball.
It's hard, dude, because they're a dime a dozen. Because, dude,
I think I might have only ever hit against two, and it's fucking weird.
Considering that because it looks like they're about to hit you with the ball.
Yeah, no,
they like throwing the ball right at you or think they are, and the ball curves in.
and that's what kind of fucks you,
Yeah,
because
you think you're about to get hit
when
with
you're
the
hitting
ball,
off of
you don't
right-handed
flinch.
people and they throw it in, the balls, because how I stand, because I am right-handed, the ball comes in and it's kind of going away from me. When they pitch left, it's coming into me, and oh my God, does that feel weird, because you never run into it, therefore you don't experience it that often anymore, so you're not prepared for it. And when it comes, man, that shit sucks, because I'm never prepared for it. Even though you can see it. But yo, what's good, Mac?
What
How
up,
you
Matt?
doing, sir? Appreciate you so much, man. It's been a
Welcome
minute.
to Friday.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
know, right? Yeah, it's the weekend.
I know. I'm enjoying it, dude.
I think it's gonna rain here tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just gonna relax, watch March Madness.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
Oh, and then also next week,
Randy.
he's gonna maybe me and him are gonna do a show. We're gonna do you. It's gonna be Randy. He's hosting the UFC fight.
Oh,
I think I might join him. If you're interested, hit up Randy. I'm sure you're more than welcome to join in on the fight. I think he said it started around 7.
right.
Sounds
I'll let
early.
you know. Not sure what I'm doing
Nothing
tomorrow.
wrong, nothing like
Um,
seeing Joe Rogan, right?
what? Hold on. I'm trying to think of some other signings that we had here. No, I knew about the Rashard Penny, Marcus Mariota. That's actually a funny one, dude. To me, I laughed when I saw that. Instantly, as soon as I saw Marcus Mariota's name, I was like, Chip Kelly, ding. That was actually funny. I was like, wow, how it all comes around. Originally, he was wanted here. He wasn't drafted here, and now he's here. Chip Kelly's like, only if I was like 9 years later.
Right.
And then yeah, Penny, I'm not sure, man. I'm really, really, really not sure how I feel about Rashard Penny's. I'm interested to see what Trey Sermon comes with this offseason. I think Trey has some really good features for a back, and I think we can utilize him. So we'll see what happens there. Penny's good. I did not see that one coming. So we'll see.
No.
To be honest, man, I don't watch a lot of Seattle games. I know Penny has his games. He's decent, but
Then
I
he
don't
has
know.
his injuries though, so I hope he stays healthy.
Yeah, I
I
know.
hope he makes it to literally week 1. I hate saying this, but the worst time to see players get injured is during the off season. They don't even make it to week 1, and that's what I hope doesn't happen. Which I can say, knock on wood, didn't happen last year. So let's hope it doesn't happen this year.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that one. Like I said, halfback for me right now, that's probably the touchy one. Like, I really feel like that should be the thing that gets addressed in the draft. I don't like taking someone's sloppy seconds. I really don't, man. I don't mind it at most other positions. You grab a cornerback, you grab a linebacker, from another team. I get it, but dude, halfbacks, man, that's why I don't want Zeke. Sorry, he's sloppy seconds. Dallas uses shit out of him. Yeah, he might give you some.
He's getting old. We can find some
He
like
might give you
in the
some
draft that's
games.
fresh.
Yeah, he might give you some games here and there, but hey, I can get a young guy to do the same fucking thing.
He's on a rookie contract. He's getting paid diddly nothing.
That's kind of why even though it would be awesome to say, yeah, Derrick Henry is on this team, I don't really want him, dude. Like, age, yeah, he's a beast and
I heard
all,
we
but
don't throw the right offense. Even if we got Derrick Henry, we don't utilize the same offense and Derrick Henry wouldn't be the right fit for our offense, is what I read in some articles.
Yeah, I just listen, man. I know that our team has always been ran from halfback by committee. You know, we've always ran with 2-3 halfbacks, and we always use 2 or 3 halfbacks. You know, I'm fine with that. You know, I don't need one person to be that guy. I'm okay with multiple guys being that guy. You know, back in the day, we had Westbrook and help me out here, help me out here.
Westbrook
Oh,
and
shit.
and with Westbrook there was.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh shit, fuck.
Well,
I
hold on,
feel
it'll come to me in a second.
Oh
Shit.
my god, I should really just
Right?
punch myself.
Wait,
in
are
the
you McCoy?
No.
Who was with Westbrook at that when we?
It was
Oh.
West. Oh fuck me, dude. What the hell?
That's bad. I can't remember either right now.
When no one in the chat wants help. Thanks. Any other time, man, they're there. Oh wow, I can't believe this shit. That's really pissing me
I can
off.
pick. I. The name's
I
on the
see
tip of
him.
my tongue. Yeah.
Because he was 20. Buckholter.
Thank you. I was
Darren
like
Buckholter.
Corell.
You had West.
Oh,
Carell
I
Buckholter.
haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah. You had Buckholter, you had Westbrook, and then there was actually a third one. We didn't use them as much, but
Sheldon. Wait, no, never mind.
no, Sheldon Brown. That
Not
wasn't
him.
he a
That's a
corner.
defensive back.
Wasn't Sheldon Brown a corner?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. No, it was Buckholter. It
trying to
was
think of the other
Westbrook,
running
and then
back.
there was a third one, and we only used him here and there. But yo, what's good, Jeff? How you doing, man? Oh, Deuce Staley. Yeah, we had Staley too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Deuce.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
like,
no. So that's what I'm saying, man. We've always been a running back by committee. You know, we've always had 3 halfbacks. Those 3 halfbacks, we always used them. You know, so
Yeah, that's right. Because Deuce was on the end of his career. When
yeah.
Westbrook-
So
yeah.
you know, and even when we had Darren Sproles, you know, you had Sproles, you had Ajayi, you had LeGarrette Blount that
Mhm.
one year. I mean, at one time who was before that? Dude, we've had so many fucking halfbacks, it's not even funny. I can't even keep track of them all.
Mahi, Levin.
So all I'm saying is that if they choose to roll with 3 halfbacks this year, if they go with Penny, if they go with Gainwell and somebody they draft, I'm fucking used to it. It's cool. You know, I don't need Derrick Henry. I don't need Zeke. I don't need. We've always made it work. Hell, dude, we made it work with Josh fucking Adams. You know what I'm saying?
Sure did.
Like, I'm cool, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, we don't necessarily have to have that star. It would be nice to have one, but we never really have, like AK said. So
I mean, in all honesty, man, the last dominant halfback that we've had is McCoy. Hands down.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, Jeff, you're right, bro. Great O-line can make any halfback look good.
That's
So
right.
it all starts up front, man, and I'm confident in my O-line.
Look at Najee Harris. Look how dominant he is. But the Steelers have such a poor offensive line. He's going backwards. You know, Najee Harris doesn't go backwards. That's because the offensive line won't open up the holes.
Bro, that one pisses me off, man.
Najee Harris is a savage. Don't
He is,
anyone
dude.
say that he's just
I
as
tell
good as
my
Derek
wife all
Henry,
the
if not
time,
better.
bro. I bust her balls so much on that shit. I'm like, you know what? Y'all sitting over there
That's the
wasting
best
fucking
damn thing
talent,
that
man.
the Steelers have on offense.
I told her last year, I said, hand me Najee. Let me show you how to use
Yeah,
him.
no, the
Like,
Eagles just show you how
let,
to
let me
utilize him.
unleash Najee
Oh
Harris
yeah.
against the world, dude. Dude, if Najee was on our team, oh my fucking god.
Oh, dude, I'd be jumping up and down right now,
Oh.
going, guys, are we throwing a party? Are we throwing a party? We got Najee Harris.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, my wife is just wasting that talent. I don't know, man. I hope they get Pickens a quarterback soon. I don't know how Pickett's going to be. I'm still up in the air on that one. You know, my wife thinks he's going to be good. I'm not sold on him yet, but I know George Pickens is a fucking baller. Like, dude, Pittsburgh always lucks out on wide receivers. They fucking do their homework. They're amazing at picking wide receivers, and Pickens is going to be amazing. That's only if.
Y'all have a good tight end too.
Oh yeah, they got Fryermuth.
Yeah, he's a good tight end. Like
Yeah.
you said,
No,
you
but
just need some wide receivers, some weapons,
that only depends on if
and an
Kenny.
offensive line, like really badly, like some
Yeah,
dominant.
no, they
But they
need
are
to,
young. I know that everyone says they're young and young, da 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 da. But you need like some people ready to go, and that's why I think that they got that Eagles offensive player that's going to help them out tremendously this coming year.
Well, listen, man, you got to realize something. They lost major pieces to that offensive line this past year. They lost
Oh,
Villanueva.
really?
Oh, yeah, dude. They lost Villanueva. Hell, I think a year or two ago, they lost Marquise Pouncey, their center. They lost
Yes,
both
you
their
got a lot of gaps
tackles.
to fill.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
They got
Y'all are
blown up as
depleted.
an offensive.
Y'all
Yeah,
are bleeding out
yeah,
veterans.
totally. So,
Shit, there was a year when when 2013 with Ryan Matthews and Darren Sproles, and I think even what's his name? That guy that Chip Kelly drafted from Oregon, Kenjon Barner. I think he was even on the Eagles that year too. So it's always been a committee thing.
Kenyon Barner. Yeah.
Wendell Smallwood, he was on the team that year as well. Another one of our draft boo boos.
Oh yeah, dude. You want to talk about people, a team that doesn't value halfbacks? It's us, like 100%.
Yeah.
We make it work no matter what. It does not matter if your name is Joe Schmo. Like, hey, put on a jersey, get out there and run the ball.
That's the thing that's where the possibility of Howie maybe pulling the trigger on a big time running back out of college is because, like we were talking about, before, is you won't have to pay him until his rookie year is over, and at that point, hopefully you win a ring in between that time or two, and then you can kick him loose. You don't have to give him the bag. You could just work him on his rookie deal and get what you can get.
I know a lot of people are looking at this and they're saying that it's not going to happen because it's not in Howie's nature. Well, it wasn't in Howie's nature to take a wide receiver in the first round. It wasn't in Howie's nature to give up a first round pick for a wide receiver in the first round.
Wasn't in Howie's nature to give a quarterback the bag and then draft one in the second round, surprising the shit out of a lot of people, pissing a lot of people off at the time, but a lot of those same people are pretty happy now with our quarterback situations.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, man, he's been doing things a lot out of the ordinary lately, and in all honesty, for him, it's been working out.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be amazed to see him try something out in the ordinary this year. Will I sit here and say Bijan Robinson at 10 will happen? No. But like I said, we used to sit here and say, oh, well, think of what you're thinking and then think the complete opposite, and that's what Howie's thinking. That was true. But now we're thinking – I don't really know how to explain this. The dude just got balls. he grew some balls over the last few years here and has really made some impressive moves. And it is just, I'm just going to be blunt about it. He's raping franchises, bro. He really is. Like, he's bleeding them out. The Saints, holy shit. He bent them over and just
They're on the top of the rape list, right?
gave him a tracheotomy.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Marinating them guts, so to speak.
dude, it was bad. He's a wheeler and a dealer, man. And I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if he shocks the world. I wouldn't be. I really wouldn't. You know, they had him in for a visit. So
If Howie can make the numbers work, I think there's a better chance of him trading, making a huge trade on draft night once again for Derrick Henry. You know, if he can make the numbers work, man, you know, that would take our offense to another level, to another stratosphere. So, but like you said, you never know. I don't see how he drafted a running back at 10. I would even be surprised if we draft one in the first round at all.
no, that's what I'm saying, man.
From his
I
history.
think if he does take one, he's going to trade back. Like, I don't think he'll swallow his pride and take him at 10. There's no way in hell.
Yeah.
But if he drops back to, like, say 15, 18,
Yeah,
I think he'd feel more comfortable at 15 or 18.
Well, that may be the more likely scenario is if you're trying to think like Howie, because he's going to if he's going to move back, he wants to stack draft picks.
Yeah.
So, and
Which I'm all for.
That's kind of Howie's MO too. You know, he's always thinking about the future. He's not just he's thinking about both. He's thinking about the present and the future. You know, he's kind of doing both at once. So, yeah.
No, I'm. Oh, there he goes. No, I'm very interested to
answer Jeff's question.
Yeah, I really, honestly, catch me up real quick, dude, because I haven't, like I said, I have been out of the loop. I've been doing life for the last month.
I'll start with the Giants. They signed Leonard Johnson to a 3-year deal. They signed wide receiver Paris Campbell, re-signed the linebacker Jihad Ward to a 1-year contract, agreed to terms with wide receiver Darius Slayton, signed linebacker Bobby Okereke. I think I'm saying that, or Okiriki, and then released wide receiver Kenny Golladay. They re-signed punter Jamie Gillian, safety Casey Creeder, and guard Wyatt Davis. They re-signed linebacker Jared Davis. They signed quarterback, Daniel Jones to a 4-year contract extension. And they made an exclusives right contract to running back Saquon Barkley. Okay, so we'll go to the Cowboys. Cowboys acquire Brandon Cooks from Houston in exchange for a 2023 fifth-round pick and a 2024 sixth-round pick. They re-signed quarterback Cooper Rush to a 2-year deal. That's their backup quarterback. They re-signed quarterback C.J. Goodwin to a 1-year deal. They released running back Ezekiel Elliott and agreed to terms with offensive tackle Tyron Smith. They traded a 2023 fifth-round pick to Indianapolis Colts for cornerback Stephon Gilmore and placed a franchise tag on running back Tony Pollard. The Commanders announced tight end Eli Wolf. Okay, so he retired. But defensive tackle Abdullah Anderson signed. They signed linebacker Cody Barton, guard Nick Gates, quarterback Jacoby Brissett, re-signed guard Andrew Willie, linebacker Anthony Nelson, and defensive back Danny Johnson. They agreed with terms with cornerback Tyler Larson on a contract extension, re-signed defensive end F. Odaba to a 1-year contract, released running back C.D. McKissick, signed safety Jeremy Reeves to a tendered contract, Re-signed defensive tackle Darren Payne to a 4-year contract extension. Claimed cornerback Cam Dantzler Sr. off waivers from Minnesota. Re-signed linebacker Khalil Hudson for a 1-year contract extension. Signed tackle Drew Himmelman. They named Bobby Ingram wide receiver coach and signed wide receiver Marcus Kemp. I think it's between the Giants and the Cowboys.
Yeah, I thought I saw something about that, Jeff. They got Darren Waller too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Gonna have to say the Giants on this one.
That's
Just
what I was
because-
thinking.
Just because of Waller alone, man. Waller's Waller.
Waller's a weapon that can be used in what Daniel Jones needs. They've always needed a tight end. I told NY Jeffy T and before this season started that the number one thing the Giants have always needed is a solid tight end that they in the past decade can't for some reason keep a hold. They keep changing tight ends.
Yeah.
They didn't
No,
never
it-
had
it-
Zach Ertz and a
Darren,
solid.
Darren Waller definitely gives DJ a valuable target at tight end for once. So
Yeah. They need a tight end.
I definitely
Think
don't.
about how disruptive the Cowboys have been to the Eagles because they have a solid tight end. Always the Cowboys.
Yeah, I
have
really
always
do
had a
want
solid
to
tight
play.
end, and it
Definitely,
shows from Witten to now. It shows.
definitely do not want to play Darren Waller twice a year, but it is what it is, I
But
guess.
think about real quick their side when they think of the Eagles. Do you think they wanted to face Goddard and Ertz and sell it? He's
No,
always been a tight end threat in the NFC East.
it's just a lot easier whenever the Giants don't have a tight end. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I'm saying on their perspective when they look at us. Think about how
Well, no,
much
it's a nightmare.
Ertz have destroyed the Giants.
No, I know.
previously. I bet they're scared to death every time they think
The
well,
playing field is fair.
now I guess a little bit. Yeah, I guess it's fair now.
Yeah.
Maybe Goddard versus Waller. I'm excited.
Dude, when you had Jeremy Shockey, I fucking hated y'all. Jeremy Shockey was my nightmare, dude.
Jeff,
Like
why
I'm
don't you come- why don't you-
when you guys have a good tight end, you're a fucking nightmare.
can Jeff
Same
come
as
in
us.
on the show?
Huh?
Can Jeff come in on the show?
I don't care.
Jeff, come on in. You know it's on AK's StreamYard. Just pop in.
But no, man, like I just Jeremy Shockey, man, he terrorized my childhood. Fucking I hated that guy. He was always catching everything, man.
Yep.
But no, I know they lacked the tight end position for a long time, which made their offense a lot easier. But I'll tell you, man, I don't like Waller.
Yeah, from the Raiders. He was good.
Dude,
Good tight end.
Waller is really good, man. You
Yeah.
know?
That was one thing I look forward to watching
I
the
like
Raiders.
Waller. Like our wide receiver core with Hodgins, Campbell, Crowder, Shepard, Slayton, Johnson, Robinson. Yeah, no, Crowder, I'm interested to see that one. If I'm not mistaken, he did pretty decent for Washington when he was there, when he was healthy. So, who knows, man? We'll see what happens. Oh, boy. It's Jeff. Everybody say hi to Jeff.
Hello, guys. How are you doing today?
Hi, Jeff.
How's it going? Good to hear from you, AK. Somebody got a haircut.
Nope.
No?
No, this is just, dude. It's just AK without a hat on. Period.
That's true.
When do we
Never
ever
really
see
see
AK
him
without
without
a
a
hat on?
haircut.
It's an oddity. This is a geographical oddity right now. Seeing you without a hat on.
It's
I
like,
didn't
seeing,
even know you had hair.
it's like seeing the white rhino. It's like,
At least
Like,
you
damn,
got
dude.
hair. You're not balding or anything.
No.
That's a positive.
Yeah, you're not like me.
Or me.
We got light hair.
I got good
Yeah.
genes.
You do. Take that as a blessing and never, ever, ever be unhappy about that.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, AK? Long time we've been able to talk.
Yeah,
some
no,
football.
man. I just had to take a month hiatus, clear my head, enjoy myself, and
Mhm.
relax and spend time with the family and work. And it's just been crazy, man, and moving. So, just a lot going on, but
How did the move
doing good.
go?
Good. Real good. I enjoy where I'm at. I enjoy being close to work.
Mhm.
It's really good.
I mean, I was talking about with further when we did the football show earlier. I mean, the Giants. I think we made some solid moves. Besides Waller, like they're decent moves. I mean, our wide receiver core is solid, but it is no stud on that core. I mean, Paris Campbell is very good, but he's always hurt. Crowder is solid. He's always hurt. Slayton, probably a 2 or 3. Shepard, I don't even know what the hell he is at this point. Robinson, probably going to start the season on IR. Hodgins, he's decent. He'll be a backup. Johnson, another one. We got a bunch of decent guys, and I think Waller being there will help open up the offense. But I think the Giants are not done fixing up that offensive line, obviously, and the wide receiver position's got to get upgraded because our O line is still not very good in the interior.
Well, I'll give you Quez Watkins.
Yeah,
No,
you
thank
want
you.
Quez Watkins?
We have enough Quez Watkins on our team. We have
Hey,
we have Campbell.
hey. You know what? Ours kind of has a track record though.
You do.
He's had success.
He's
Yeah, but I
he
want a
can
number
catch a long
one.
ball.
I want a number one though. We have enough 3s and 2s and 3s and 4s on our team.
You're looking for an AJ Brown.
Or Devontae Smith, either or.
Hmm.
We don't have that. There's nobody on our wide receiver core that's right now an
Well, this
AJ Brown or
draft
Devontae
class, you
Smith.
should find at least somebody. We've been playing around with the draft, and there's so many wide receivers in the draft this year.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's an AJ Brown or a Devontae Smith in this draft.
No,
I
I
think it's a
don't.
draft. It's a solid draft of playmakers, but I wouldn't say there's like an elite guy coming out. I think it's not like the previous 3 drafts, but there's a lot of good quality depth, and especially on the cornerback position. For you guys, linebacker, I know you guys probably want to get another linebacker in there. Cornerback, there's a lot of good depth. Offensive line, there's good solid depth. You guys are awesome when it comes to drafting offensive and defensive linemen. So there's good players there. So it's a deep draft, but probably not, besides quarterback and some like of the top tier guys, not phenomenal prospects like we've seen previously.
No, I get it. I mean, if anybody is phenomenal, they outplayed themselves.
Exactly. But
So
I haven't heard how you feel. Okay, how did you feel about the Super Bowl? I've heard all the other Eagles fans, but like I haven't heard what you felt about that Super Bowl. And if you're pissed off about the Bradbury call or no call or whatever it is, or
no, man. Listen, I'm
I'm not
I'm
even
not
trying to troll, by
even.
the way, either. I'm not
No,
even trying to
no,
troll.
I know. Listen, I'm not even mad at Bradbury. Like I think that was bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You called a completely clean game the whole way through. You weren't outrageous with it at any moment during the game. You waited till that moment to call that call. There was holding all game long,
Mm-hmm.
and you let it happen, and I'm cool with it. If you're gonna let the guys play, let them play, but let them play
Mhm.
till the fucking end. Don't
Right.
do it when there's just a minute left. Don't get strict then. I just thought it was really bad timing. They took away from what could have been a fantastic ending to a fantastic game.
Mhm.
Who knows what would have happened whenever they would have had to kick that field goal, and get 3 points. I mean, who knows, man? The
Would have been a
field,
lot more time on the clock.
yeah, the field.
They were allowed to
Yeah,
just run
that
down the clock to nothing.
yeah, I know. And the field, man, that really pissed me off too.
Phil was a joke for a Super Bowl.
$800,000, bro. You pay for that shit, you better get every cent back. Cause that, dude, I expect that shit.
Is that what
during
you're going to
the-
get in Las Vegas? Because they got an indoor stadium in Arizona. Phoenix is not far away from Las Vegas, and they do the same thing to their grass too, where they set it outside, let the sun beat on it, bring it back into the stadium. They're going to be doing the same thing there too. I wonder if it's going to get better, or it'll be the same problem this coming year for the Super Bowl, because it will be in Las Vegas in the same style of arena.
I just hope it doesn't happen again for the sake of the players. It's like I said the night the night we lost, I got on and I said it. You know, that's just unexcusable, man. Like, you know how many players' careers could have been ended that night? I mean, Pat Mahomes could have had his career ended. Like, dude, when you're slipping on a field like that, that's ACLs you're putting in danger. You know, that's ankles, that's feet,
Achilles.
anything, dude. Anything that has to do with your legs, you're jeopardizing these guys'
We
careers.
saw Mahomes go down and
Yeah.
twist his ankle and walk out limping and somehow, I don't know, play the rest of
And-
the game.
and-
But he was
and-
limping off that field. And don't tell me everyone's saying he had a poker face and he was playing the Eagles and wasn't really. He was limping off
Yeah.
the field in pain. He couldn't put pressure down. That's some damn good acting. I don't know about you, but he must have worked on that for a month. Like,
No, but
he was better than a soccer player faking an injury.
that's
limping off
what
that field.
that's what I mean, though. Like, you know, when you look at that field, man, I mean, any of these players on either side of the team, man, on either team, you know, it's not even about Eagles or Chiefs thing. This is literally about our players and our safety of our players. You could have hurt a lot of people that night by that field. Like
Dude,
that
they were sliding.
I expect that during the regular season, but not the biggest stage all year long.
Right.
The one game that everyone tunes into. Dude, you had 2 weeks to test that field. You realize that, right? You had 2 weeks. You couldn't have had somebody out there 2 days before the Super Bowl testing that field, making sure that was proper. Like, you didn't know that field was going to be that way. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's just little extra precautions that I felt they could have taken that they didn't probably. I mean, if they did and they knew that was the field and they were like, well, fuck it, you know, unexcusable, bro.
I mean, what are they going to be able? What are they going to do? They can't get a new field right.
Dude, you're the NFL. You got 2 fucking days and you got a boatload of money. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I
Like,
know, right?
Please. The NFL is so hypocritical. We're trying to, like, you know, talk about player safety, make all these rules to make everything safe. If you put out that type of field for your Super Bowl, and yet Roger Goodell is too busy counting his money on his new contract that he just got, it's so hypocritical. I love the NFL, but it's disgusting sometimes with the NFL.
But see, this is what pisses me off, Jeff. All right. You give me a field like that, but yet you won't have an outdoor winter fucking Super Bowl because you're worried about player safety, but yet you can give me a fucking field like that. Dude, you might as well have put us in Lambeau Field and let these guys play the way they were slipping on that field. You know what I'm saying?
That would have been a cooler game.
Oh, by the way, too, you're trying to do so much about protecting these players, yet what are you doing? You're not increasing the roster. You're not giving these guys guaranteed contracts, and you keep increasing football games every single season to get you more money and more revenue into the NFL.
Right. Soon it's going to be more.
I mean, does it make sense? Are we talking crazy here? That's the hypocrisy of the National Football League. As much as we all love it,
we're going to have 18
going on behind.
Games.
Oh yeah. We're going to have
18 games, and we're going to increase the playoffs each by one on each side of the conferences. So we'll go back to having 2 bye-week divisional games.
Listen, man,
watering it down.
I would love to see. Listen, I know a lot of people would hate this, but I think it would be brilliant only because of the fact I don't know how they would do it, but it would make coaches have to work harder.
Mhm.
which would make their brilliance come out more. Okay, like say you bumped it up to these guys are going to play. We're at 18 games right now. Say that they say, all right, you're going to play 24 games, but they increase the roster to. We're at 53. Say, what do you want to take it to? 80 something, 90, whatever. Okay.
Mhm.
Now you put a limitation on how many games your players can play. Okay, as in like in the just the regular season. We're not talking playoffs. We're just talking regular season here. Like say your players can only play if there's 24 games, they can only play a max of 20. Okay, so you have to sit every player at least 3-4 weeks in the NFL. Okay, to give them their rest. We're talking about being fair. If you give them more games, you want to have them give them rest, right?
Yes.
Right.
That's why you expand the rosters to put more players on,
2 bye weeks.
which makes coaches have to scheme. All right, well, obviously, you know Darius Slay is your great player. You obviously know Bradbury's your great, or Jeff, you know your great players, and every team knows. But you have to sit there and scheme like, all right, well, we're going to need Slay for this game because they have wide receivers here, but we won't really need him this game because this team isn't that good. So we might be able to get away with our half-ass corners on this game. So there's one game. You know what I'm saying? So it makes coaches have to be smarter about how they play their players. Now, listen, playoffs, anything goes. You've played your games. You've had your time. Your best is your best. You know,
Mhm.
your best is against your best. But I feel if you're going to expand the whole regular season, then you have to get more creative with the rosters and the scheming because these players are going to need the rest, but you're also going to need to put a cap on how much they can play as well. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They should always have expanded the rosters. I think it's a joke that they haven't tried to do that yet in the NFL. I mean, if you keep adding games, you need to add at least a couple more players to every single roster going into the season just to make it feasible because we know how many guys go down with injuries, even in training camp and preseason. It's just
Right.
it makes it so much easier for you to field a team.
Yeah.
And I mean, a 53 guys is just not cutting it. So if you want to make 18, 19, 20, however many games they want to go to, you got to increase the roster. And honestly, I don't know how people feel about it. Give these guys guaranteed contracts. I mean, come on. I get it, financial reason wise, but I mean, these guys are pretty much playing on non-guaranteed deals all the time, and it's a joke.
Well, and not just that, Jeff, but another thing I want to say to that point too is I would love to see the NFL let more players dress
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
for every position as well. Because listen, we're just going to use, and I know this scenario does not happen very often, but let's look at the fucking 49ers of last year real quick. 7 quarterbacks later, you know what I'm saying? Like in our playoff game, dude, they were down to almost having to put Christian McCaffrey in as a fucking quarterback.
Yeah.
No team should ever be in that situation. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
so there should be a stipulation where more than a certain what you can only dress 53 right now. Like, dude, I'm sorry, but you should allow these guys to dress more. No team should ever be scrambling around trying to figure out what the fuck do I do at quarterback? What do I do at halfback? Or
Has
wide?
anyone played
Can
quarterback?
anyone
ever?
play quarterback right now? Anyone
Yeah.
at all have any experience?
I played in high school.
Yeah, like the guy in the front row is like, I played JV. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
I
like
played flag football and PE in high school.
Yeah. Like during
no
Christmas
professional
camp.
team should do that, dude.
Yeah.
None. So I don't know, man. They should figure it out, but
Yeah, I heard on the
You know,
I heard
they
on the
also-
radio
they
the other
said
day.
they-
I heard on the radio the other day that they were interviewing Ben Roethlisberger, and he said that the 49ers reached out to him about interest last year. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But he said he couldn't see himself in anything but the black and gold, the black and yellow. So, yeah.
Damn, man. I don't know, bro. Big Ben could have had.
All I
Did
know
they
is
reach
that-
out to Rivers too?
Oh, fuck.
I know-
I would have taken Big Ben over Philip Rivers.
All I know is
Yeah.
fans, Steeler
On
Nation
one
didn't
leg.
want
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger wearing anything but black and gold till retirement. That was all their wishes, that they wanted him to retire right away, and they didn't want to see him wearing other colors.
Who?
Mhm.
Ben?
Yeah, they didn't want to see him.
Oh, I
wearing
do.
other
I
colors.
get that. Dude, my wife fucking cried her eyes out when Big Ben retired.
Dude, I know
That's
they
how
all
I
did.
felt. I cried when Eli Manning retired. It's an
Dude,
icon.
I ain't
for your
gonna.
team.
I ain't gonna
I'm
lie.
sorry, I've never had that experience, even with McNabb or Cunningham. Like, I guess, I don't know. Did anyone as an Eagle fan ever cry over a quarterback? I just can't think of it.
Well,
No.
those two guys that you just named didn't play their whole careers in Philly, so that's
Yeah.
probably why.
No, I gotta say, man, even I got a little bit emotional his last game. Like after the game when he ran around and he was just hitting everyone's hands as he was going. Like I don't know, man. You could really see his emotion and how much he put into that whole entire.
Well,
season.
you have
That's a
a
funny
you have a-
comment.
you have a personal connection with your wife being a Steeler fan, so I can
Yeah.
see that definitely.
Nah, dude. I mean, listen, man. Big Ben's legacy will live in infamy in Steelers.
The whole draft class will live in infamy. Him, Manning, and Rivers. That's a draft class you're not going to see come out
Yeah.
often. All three
Yeah.
of those guys are first ballot Hall of Famers, no matter what you think. So
sure.
it's rarely you ever see three guys that good come out. So,
I'll
Yeah.
agree with you because of the championships. I'll agree with you on Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger, but I don't know if Philip Rivers. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame, but I don't know if he's first ballot.
yeah, no, I agree with you. I think he's probably going to be like maybe
Second
a
or
couple
third.
of chances, like
Yeah.
second or third time, but
Yeah.
he definitely deserves to get in. He
Bro,
was a tremendous quarterback.
We are way, 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 way too lenient on who we leave in there.
Yeah, you're right. You really are.
There's no way in hell Philip Rivers deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
His numbers.
I don't
speak
give a
otherwise.
fuck what his numbers say.
I know, but they go by numbers. They go by numbers when they put these
Nope.
guys in.
Nope. Dude, he had many of opportunities and he had many of teams built very well around him that he could have fucking succeeded and he never did. That is not my
I
fucking.
remember
part.
him flipping out on the sideline.
Holy shit,
calling
dude! He
plays
had
year after
didn't
year.
he fucking have LaDainian Tomlinson at one point?
And Antonio Gates.
And Antonio Gates didn't he also get fucking
He had Vincent Jackson and
Keenan
Malcolm
Allen
Floyd.
at the beginning
Yeah.
of Keenan Allen's career?
Yeah.
Didn't he have
Yep.
Mike Williams?
Yep,
Like,
he
dude,
did.
we can go on. Dude, he had Ryan Matthews when Ryan Matthews first came out, and he was even
Yep.
a beast. Like,
Wow.
Mhm.
dude, I can give you multiple scenarios.
Malcolm
There
Floyd was
is
a good
no
receiver for him too.
excuse.
And Vincent
No
Jackson.
fucking excuse
Yep.
for Philip Rivers. He should have focused more on football than popping out babies. If he spent as much time on football as he did
Yeah, if
popping
he had-
babies out, he
if
would
he had
have
a
been.
quarter,
He'd have 3 fucking rings, bro.
yeah, if he had a quarter of the championships that he does kids, he'd be golden.
He would have
Yeah.
3 fucking rings. No disrespect to his kids.
I agree.
I'm just
Right.
saying, instead of having 9 babies, maybe
Instead of being
you
a
should have
baby
tried
factory,
to
you
have
should have been
9
a championship
Super Bowls.
factory.
Yeah.
That's a lot of kids. Woo.
Dude, yeah,
because-
no, he's got the Brady bunch. No lie,
He
that
could've-
is
yeah.
all
He could've-
the
He could have replaced the bumper sticker of baby on board to championship on board. You know,
bro. No lie, by the time his kids hit high school, it's going to be like the Rivers football team. Like
Mhm.
he's going to be able to get a whole football team out on that field.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm telling you,
Right.
Philip Rivers, man, I'm sorry, dude, but listen, there's a reason Dan Marino is in because Dan Marino had limited fucking talent.
Have you guys seen Cooper Manning's son?
Oh, Arch.
Oh, Archie.
Yeah, Arch Manning. Dude, this
Yeah.
kid he's gonna be good. He already
Well,
is really
but,
good.
but that's what I'm saying, though, man. Like there is certain quarterbacks that do get a pass because of their talent on shitty fucking teams. Dan Marino is one of those men. He was an ultimate talent, and the only reason they were relevant for so many years was because Dan Marino was on that team.
Right.
And for Dan, they'd be no one.
I'll readily,
Phillip Rivers is not that guy. Dude,
I'll readily admit it. Eli Manning wouldn't be a Hall of Famer if he didn't go on those 2 Super Bowl runs. He was an average quarterback during his regular season.
True.
Not all his fault. Not all his fault because his talent sucked towards the end of his career. But
another
gotta
one.
be real. Gotta be real.
Another one. Joe Flacco would not be a big name in football if it wasn't for that infamous fucking playoff run that year that got him that Super Bowl ring, bro.
What about Drew Brees then? If you're going to go off that, then what about Drew Brees? 2009, if he didn't get that Super Bowl with Drew Brees in the Hall of Fame.
No. See, here's the thing. This is where I differ. Yeah, no, it is, but this is where I differ though, dude. Drew Brees won. At one point, he even had more yards than Tom Brady. It took Tom playing more. It took Tom playing more years to pass Drew.
Right.
Okay.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure Drew Brees even had a better completion percentage than Tom.
Mm-hmm.
At one point,
he had a lot better than
Drew Brees was actually statistically better than Tom at one point.
Yes, he was.
It's just because Tom won so many Super Bowls. Tom's the GOAT. But Drew Brees, dude, he carried his own.
That's why I'm not convinced that Sean Payton's the guy. Like
we'll find out. We'll find out pretty quick because he's got
high
a
hopes
shit
on
show to
Sean
clean up
Payton,
in Denver.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but there's a
a
difference, though. Drew Brees was not a cocky asshole.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Not at all.
So let's see what happens. Can Sean Payton make a cocky asshole into a good quarterback?
Yeah, and since they gave the comeback player of the year award to Geno Smith, I guess from coming back from sucking, because last year was statistically his best year by far. Russell Wilson's got to be the shoe-in for comeback player of the year for next year from sucking from last year as well. So
yeah, I know.
Give credit to Pete Carroll too. I mean, Pete Carroll's a hell of a coach. If he revived Geno Smith, got to give credit to Pete Carroll.
Yeah, but bro, you can't be a comeback player when you ain't coming back from nothing.
Who, Geno Smith?
It's coming back from sucking.
What he never was injured. He's been a backup for the last 7 years. What's he coming back from?
Irrelevancy.
But that's not enough to have the award.
You have to be somewhere to start to come back from it.
That award was created for people with injuries, not mental dysfunctions,
or for people who are established good players, maybe have an off year, and not because of injury, maybe just because they have an off year, and then come back and have a good year again. I can't help it that whenever he was drafted, that the kid had a brain fart and totally forgot how to play fucking football for 8 years. Well, that and he had
a horrible coaching staff too.
Rex Ryan, fucked him up big time in New York.
Well,
the Jets.
Rex Ryan didn't have the best track record with quarterbacks, between Sanchez.
But see, if we're gonna say that, okay, yeah, but see, if we're gonna say that, then Sam Darnold's actually a good quarterback. Mark Sanchez is actually a good quarterback.
But
Zach Wilson is actually a good quarterback.
Isn't that weird? Do you guys find that weird that Aaron Rodgers is going to be a New York Jet next year?
A little bit
really weird. That is very weird.
Like, especially to go to the same team that Brett Favre went to. That's kind of strange to me.
The same year too that they both they're going the same year. I think in their careers, I think it was like the 17th or 18th year that they go to the Jets. That's a weird correlation. And the Jets will screw it up. The Jets will screw it up too. It's what the Jets do with quarterbacks. They don't know how to get the most out of a good quarterback. We saw what happened with Brett Favre. Would anybody be shocked if it happens with Aaron Rodgers too?
And they
Bro,
got,
what
and they
what
got
what
rid
do
of DJ Moore, and they brought in Nicole Harmon. You know what?
Hey,
That's basically a swap out right there.
you know what
Yeah.
would be really fucked up
What's that?
is if he lasts like 1 or 2 years with the Jets, and then he goes and he plays for the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh.
That would be weird. That would be even weirder.
And it's distinctly possible too because they might need
It
a
is.
quarterback.
Because of
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, yeah, you get
Yeah.
what I'm saying, yeah.
I hear what you're saying. I could definitely see
Yo,
it.
I would laugh my ass off. I'd be like, yo, that was the same exact
It wouldn't
path.
shock me. It wouldn't shock me because the way the relationship's ending in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, he would do that just to stick it up there. You know what?
Oh,
You know what
wow,
I'm saying?
that would be fucking awesome.
Twice a year, he gets to beat his old team. Oh, he would love that.
Dude, you know what I really, really thought at one point? I was like, it would be great for the Bears to trade away Justin Fields because at first he said he didn't want to be there because of the wind. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry you can't throw a football and win. But you know,
These quarterbacks these
I
days,
thought it
man,
would
they're
be
fucking
funny to
pampered.
watch
too much.
Aaron Rodgers go to the same team he bitches at every year saying, I own you, to going to, I own you, and now I play for you. Like,
I really own you because my contract's fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
dude, I thought that would have been a funny scenario too, because then he could have turned around and beat up on the Packers twice a year.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
you guys want to do a mock draft?
I can't tonight, bro. I got to get off here very soon.
All right.
Next time?
We would just do the
soon.
Eagles.
We'll do it soon.
Ed, you lucky bastard.
Next show, how about that? We'll do a mock draft coming up for the draft.
Oh man, talk about seeing some classic players. I seen Steve Young, Jerry Rice at the stick playing against Barry Sanders on Monday Night Football.
Oh,
That was great.
That
Yeah,
is awesome.
I would have
Lucky.
loved to have seen Barry Sanders. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was something I'll never forget. I still have the program from that game. Brent Jones was on the cover. I met him at a catering event. Blah, I can't even speak right now. Not too long after that, a couple of years maybe or so after that, and got him to sign it. I still have it.
That is very cool, dude.
Yeah, Brent Jones was a cool dude.
You know, that's crazy. I was just thinking about that too, man. I didn't realize, you know, all the NFL games I've been to, all the NFL players that I've seen, you know, over the time.
yeah.
You know, I didn't think about that. You look back and it's like, wow, I've seen some
Who's the
players
tallest?
that not even
who's
around anymore.
Who's the tallest athlete you've ever met?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Really?
You met
What was
Shaq?
that? What was that
Yep.
like? I always wanted to know what Shaquille O'Neal is like. I bet he's like ginormous next to
Yes.
anybody.
Yes.
He's like a wall.
It's scary look at seeing Shaquille O'Neal in person.
I bet.
Did you guys
Not
ever
only
see
is he
that
tall, but
prank?
he's big.
The
Yeah.
prank with Shaquille O'Neal where he got naked and walked across a road in California and tried to play a Sasquatch and everyone freaked the fuck out.
What?
Have you ever seen that?
No.
I kid you not.
No.
They got Shaquille O'Neal butt ass naked walking across the street in California, like upper northern Cali, where it's all woods, and like walking across the street like Sasquatch, and all these cars stopping over and go, I swore I saw Sasquatch. and then here comes Shaquille O'Neal going, no, it's just me, the Shaq.
That's racist. That's gotta be. That's borderline racist, right?
No, but
there.
that was the whole
Come
thing. They
on.
wanted people to think it was like a Sasquatch.
That's not right. That's not right.
Is that recently?
Well,
or is
how
that years
times
ago?
have changed in 2
What kind of
decades.
shit? What kind of website did you see that on, Am?
I think it was like
You gotta stay off of
ESPN.
those
It was on like ESPN.
No
I
way.
swear, it was a show. Yes,
ESPN.
They
ESPN
blurred it out,
Ocho?
but he was completely butt naked
Ocho.
walking across the street.
Next on the Ocho, Shaq Squatch.
That's what they called it. That's what they called it. I'm not kidding you.
Well, I can tell we need to end this stream.
I'm not
Right.
joking.
Way
I'm not
off
making
of
it
base.
up, dude.
Hey,
This was
the-
too. I'm
the
not
tallest-
making it up.
the tallest player I ever met was Bill Cartwright,
Mm.
and he was a center for the Bulls
Mhm.
back in the day with Jordan, and when Jordan first started his career. And man, I was in middle school at the time at a basketball tournament in El Dorado Hills up over here in California, and he's from the area. And I didn't even know he was going to be there. And who comes ducking through the door? He had a duck through just to get the damn door. Had to duck in. It's freaking Bill Cartwright, man. Being a middle schooler, he looked like he was freaking 10 feet tall. It was crazy. I was
Underrated
like, "Hello,
center
Mr.
too.
Cartwright,
In the
how you
career.
doing?" Right?
Underrated center in the beginning of his career too, and a solid
Yeah.
piece for that Bulls team.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
The
mine would be
better
Joel
leadership.
Embiid.
Yes, absolutely. That Jordan and Pippen and Rodman squad,
Yeah.
AK's fondest memories.
Only memories I'll probably ever have.
At least you had them. At least you had
Yeah.
them. I'm never going to
Randall
see a memory
Cunningham's
from my
probably
team.
very good.
Are you a Knicks fan?
No, I'm a Nets fan.
Oh, Nets. That's just as bad.
Yeah, oh, it's worse. I don't think I'm ever going to see it. I don't think I'm ever going to see a championship with that basketball team.
Yeah.
I came close, but not close enough. That was 20 years ago.
Makes you feel like that old man in that car commercial where he's holding the fishing pole and with the dollar bill.
You gotta do better than that.
Come on, you can touch it. Almost.
You got to be quicker than that.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I feel as a Mets fan. That's how I feel as a
God.
Mets fan because I've come
Yeah.
close multiple times, but I don't know if I'm ever going to get it. I don't know. I just don't feel confident. So
See,
you're waiting-
Jeff, you should have saved your 10% on that.
You're waiting
car
for the-
insurance.
You're waiting for the next
Should've.
Keith Hernandez, man. You gotta get Keith Hernandez back.
I'll take anything at this point. At this rate,
Right?
I mean, we already lost our closer for the year, so celebrating.
That's ours.
Wow.
Well, the Phillies lost their first baseman for the year too.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
not good.
No, it's not.
We really
Sure,
knew
I
that
just-
first baseman.
man. Speaking of other sports, am I proud of my Sacramento Kings, man? They're having a hell of a year.
They're a hell of a team. They're
16 years. 16 years since they've had a
watching
winning
that
season.
basketball team. Underrated, great core. Love their.
Yeah, fourth quarter Fox is amazing. Sabonis
Who's
is
going
having
to
a
be
big
the
year.
longest soon after the Jets?
Damn it, we really did lose
The
Hoskins.
Jets are
That
going to be
sucks.
the
Yeah.
longest soon.
The Kings have the current longest playoff drought in all of four major sports. So
Dude, we
that's
can't
wild.
lose
Amazing.
Hoskins. What? You just ruined my night, Jeff. I didn't know we lost Hoskins.
Yeah, he's out for the year. He tore his ACL.
Yeah. Sure is.
Well, on that note,
I'm gonna say this. Foothills. I think the Kings got a good chance to maybe come out of the West. I'm not even afraid to throw that.
I
out
would
there.
like the
I think they have a
Kings to.
decent chance to
Actually,
come out of the West.
I think so
I like
too.
the
With their
Kings.
they can't play defense for shit, but their offense is so good that it really doesn't matter. You know, when they're on, there's not a whole lot of teams that can really. I don't think they'll be able to keep up with them in a 7-game series. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt it either.
Is Sacramento mountainous?
No, Sacramento. It's not. Where I live so I'm like 30 minutes from Sacramento. So I'm like in between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Rockies.
Yeah. So Sacramento's more like in the valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I've never been that far up north in Cali. I stopped at San Francisco.
It's probably like a little bit away from the Cascades.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, I got to get going. We've been live here for 2 hours. Great stream for the first time back in a month. It's been
No
fun
doubt.
seeing you guys. It's been a minute.
Good to chop it up with both you guys, Foothills and AK. Good to see you again too, bro.
Yeah.
You as well.
Man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah,
Thank
I'll
you
be
for
around
having me
more.
on, guys.
Anytime.
You
No
think
problem.
you guys will be free next
You
Friday?
guys,
Yep.
Yeah. More
Okay.
than likely. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
we could do this again.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We didn't even talk about it.
I had to
tonight,
take a
so-
break, man.
Yeah.
I just had to get away for a little while.
I don't blame
Yeah.
you.
It's always good to refresh.
It's
you
the
know?
perfect
Yeah.
time to get away, and you could come back for the draft.
Exactly. free
Definitely.
agency, draft, and then we can take another little break in the summer if we want to when it gets slow again, and fire back up and fucking
and just give it a
July.
few more weeks, and we'll all be starving for football, just scratching, going, when is the season going to start? The draft is over.
You guys can do that.
Oh.
You guys can do that because you're football content creators. I can't. I got to keep doing. I got to do baseball. I got to do basketball. I got to do wrestling. So I can't stop. I have to keep going.
Hey, it keeps you busy. Keeps you out of trouble.
It does.
Well, great
Appreciate
show,
that.
guys.
It does. That's
Appreciate
a great
you
point.
so
Keep me out of
much.
trouble. But
Thank you all.
thank you guys for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you, everyone.
No problem, Jeff. Thank you for coming on, bud.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
AK
So,
AK's about to pass out.
Sleepy as can
So-
be.
oh, dude, I'm so fucking
Yeah.
tired.
Until
man.
next time, y'all.
You look.
You know what they say? It's fly, Eagles, fly. Stay mean, stay green. Thanks for viewing us on your screen. And most importantly, like I always say, keep it fuego.
Dry
Birds, baby.
eyes.